Feeding time in the Australian Ocean is a frightening scene. In the middle of the Coral Sea north of Queensland, a ferocious food fight creates optimum conditions for some unorthodox research. For marine biologist Richard Fitzpatrick, diving in shark-infested waters is just another typical day at work. He is dedicated to studying the ocean's top predator and is very hands-on. With numerous shark attacks in Australia last summer, fear over these creatures is only increasing. But for those people who spend much of their lives underwater with these so-called killers of the deep, will tell you there's little to be afraid of. He knew the risks. Slipping and falling into the icy sea would kill him within minutes. But he and fellow eco-warriors were determined to deliver their message. 3 weeks later, he's in Australia, fighting fit and fired up over the state of the climate debate. Many people here put forward the argument that, yes, we should do something about climate change, but we shouldn't do it until the rest of the world acts, until places like China and India put in their own climate policy. What do you say to that argument? Should we be moving ahead of other big polluting nations?
Well, Australia is not acting ahead of other countries. That's the main issue.
Karen Spielberg is tackling Parkinson's disease head on. Just minutes away from brain surgery at the Monash Medical Centre, she's wide awake and happy to chat. So how are you feeling this morning?
Not too bad, thanks.
The Melbourne mother of two is undergoing deep brain stimulation, a radical operation to insert electrodes into her brain to block the nerve signals that cause Parkinson's. She will remain conscious throughout the procedure. While Karen isn't exactly comfortable, she's certainly not in any pain. Her body is awake, but her skull area has been anaesthetised and the brain doesn't have any pain receptors. There are key physical differences that set snubfins apart from common dolphins. They have no beak, broad paddle-like flippers, and their dorsal fin is small and rounded. They also display some bizarre behaviour, such as spitting to round up fish. But the melon-headed mammal may not be around for much longer. Researchers estimate there could be now fewer than 1,000 snubfin dolphins left in the wild. They're calling on the Federal Environment Minister to include the animal on the threatened species list to give it protection under Commonwealth law. 400 cattle have been reintroduced into 6 sites across the national park. It's part of a scientific examination into whether the animals decrease the bushfire risk by reducing fuel loads. Preparing to kill in the name of conservation.
Yep, everything's clear, ready to go.
Deep in the wilderness, a couple of hunters are about to use their sniper skills in the fight against exotic animals. They call themselves conservation hunters. Any four-legged ferals, including deer, goats, pigs, cats and rabbits, are fair game. Rifles are the weapon of choice for conservation hunters, but there is a growing interest in the ancient discipline of bow hunting. In the end, both methods are accepted by the Game Council.